Ever wondered why we put off tasks we know we should be doing? It's a riddle that has puzzled many of us. Procrastination, the seemingly innocent act of delaying tasks, is a phenomenon experienced by nearly everyone. Yet its prevalence doesn't make it any less of an enigma. The impact of procrastination is far-reaching, affecting not just our productivity, but also our mental health. That report you've been putting off or the gym session you've been delaying, they all pile up, creating stress and guilt. But why do we do this to ourselves? The answer lies deep within our psychology. Understanding the psychological reasons behind procrastination can help us overcome it. It's not just about time management or lack of motivation. It's about the battles we fight within our minds every day. So why do we procrastinate? And more importantly, how can we stop? Let's delve into the fascinating world of procrastination psychology. So why do we procrastinate? The answer lies in our minds. The human brain is a complex network of interconnected systems, each with its own unique role. One key player in the procrastination game is the prefrontal cortex. It's the part of the brain responsible for executive functions like decision-making, impulse control, and focus. When the prefrontal cortex is underdeveloped or not in control, we are more likely to procrastinate. Consider this: you're faced with a task that requires effort and attention, but the payoff isn't immediate. It could be studying for an exam, writing a report, or cleaning the garage. The prefrontal cortex, being the logical and rational part of your brain, recognizes the long-term benefits of completing this task. However, it's not the only voice in the room. Enter the limbic system, the part of your brain that's all about immediate gratification. It's like a child in a candy store, wanting what it wants and wanting it now. So when you're faced with a task that's not immediately rewarding, the limbic system starts throwing a tantrum. And because the prefrontal cortex isn't as strong or assertive as it could be, it often gives in to the limbic system's demands. This is why you end up scrolling through social media instead of studying, or watching TV instead of cleaning. It's not because you're lazy or undisciplined. It's because your brain is wired to favor immediate rewards over long-term benefits. But don't despair. The brilliant thing about the brain is its plasticity. With the right strategies and habits, you can strengthen your prefrontal cortex and take back control. You can train your brain to delay gratification and focus on the tasks that matter, even when they're not immediately rewarding. Understanding this natural bias towards instant gratification can help us devise strategies to combat procrastination. Another significant factor contributing to procrastination is fear. Yes, you heard it right, fear. It might not be the first thing that pops into your mind when thinking about why we put things off, but it plays a larger role than you might think. Let's start with the fear of failure. It's a common human experience, isn't it? The thought of not succeeding can be downright paralyzing. We often avoid beginning a task because we're scared we won't be able to complete it perfectly, or that we'll mess up along the way. This fear can create mental blocks that stop us from even starting. Then there's the fear of success. It might sound strange, but it's true. Some of us are scared of what might happen if we do well. Will we raise expectations too high? Will we have to maintain that high level of performance? The fear of success can be just as crippling as the fear of failure. Perfectionism is another fear-based behavior that leads to procrastination. We desire to do things flawlessly, and when we sense that we might not be able to achieve that ideal standard, we tend to delay or avoid the task entirely. Perfectionism, in essence, is a fear of making mistakes. And finally, we can't forget the fear of judgment. We're social creatures, and the thought of being evaluated or criticized can be terrifying. This fear often leads us to procrastinate on tasks that are visible to others, as a way to avoid potential criticism or negative feedback. These fears of failure, of success, of not being perfect, and of judgment can lead to self-sabotage. They can create mental barriers that keep us from taking action, trapping us in a vicious cycle of procrastination. But here's the good news. Recognizing these fears is the first step towards overcoming them. After all, you can't conquer what you don't understand. And by understanding these fears, you're already on your way to tackling procrastination head-on. Recognizing and addressing these fears is a crucial step in overcoming procrastination. Now that we understand why we procrastinate, how can we stop? Let's dive into some techniques that can help us break the procrastination cycle. Firstly, we have the Pomodoro technique. This method involves breaking your work into 25-minute intervals, separated by 5-minute breaks. Each of these intervals is known as a pomodoro, named after the Italian word for tomato, because the inventor used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. After every fourth pomodoro, you take a longer break, about 15 to 20 minutes. This technique encourages focus and helps to prevent burnout. Next up, we have time boxing. This is the practice of allocating a fixed time period called a time box to each planned activity. For instance, you might dedicate 2 hours to writing a report, an hour to answering emails, and so on. Time boxing can help you stay on track and avoid the trap of perfectionism. The task doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done within the time frame. Goal setting is another effective tool. Clear, achievable goals can provide a roadmap to success. They give you a clear vision of what you need to do and can help you stay motivated. Just remember to keep your goals SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. But these techniques alone may not be enough. Overcoming procrastination also requires self-compassion and mindfulness. Self-compassion means being kind to yourself, acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes and experiences setbacks. It's not about avoiding responsibility, but rather about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would a friend. Mindfulness, on the other hand, involves being present and fully engaged with what you're doing. It's about not letting your mind wander to the past or the future, but focusing on the task at hand. Mindfulness can help you recognize and overcome the negative thoughts and emotions that often lead to procrastination. So there you have it. Some key techniques to help you break the procrastination cycle. The Pomodoro technique, time boxing, goal setting, self-compassion, and mindfulness. Remember, overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a destination. Habits play a vital role in our battle against procrastination. These seemingly automatic behaviors govern a substantial fraction of our daily lives, from brushing our teeth in the morning to scrolling through our phones at night. And it's this very power of habits that we can employ to overcome the claws of procrastination. Think about it. What's a habit? It's a pattern of behavior that we perform almost unconsciously, and it's composed of 3 elements: a cue, a routine, and a reward. This is what we call the habit loop. The cue triggers the behavior, the routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is what reinforces the behavior, making us more likely to repeat it in the future. So, how does this interplay with procrastination? Well, unproductive habits are often at the heart of procrastination. For instance, your cue could be a challenging task. Your routine might be to avoid it by scrolling through social media, and your reward is the temporary relief from stress. This cycle repeats itself, creating a deep-rooted habit of procrastination. But here's the silver lining. Just as we can create unproductive habits, we can also create productive ones. By understanding the habit loop, we can consciously alter our cues, routines, and rewards to foster habits that combat procrastination. Let's say you have a habit of procrastinating on your workout. Your new cue could be setting out your workout clothes the night before. The routine would be to work out once you see them. And the reward? Perhaps a healthy post-workout snack, or simply the satisfaction of having completed your workout. The key is to make the reward genuinely enjoyable so that the habit sticks. It's not an overnight transformation, but with consistency and determination, we can replace our unproductive habits with productive ones. It's like rewiring our brain to choose action over avoidance, productivity over idleness. By understanding and harnessing the power of habits, we can make significant strides in overcoming procrastination. So, let's break those procrastination cycles and build habits that pave the way to a more productive, fulfilling life. To sum up, procrastination is a complex issue with roots in our psychology. It's a tug of war between our present selves, seeking immediate gratification, and our future selves, focused on long-term goals. The fear of failure, perfectionism, or even success can trigger procrastination. But remember, it's not an insurmountable hurdle. We've discussed various strategies to break the procrastination cycle. Start by acknowledging your fears, then break tasks into manageable chunks. Challenge the perfectionist within and forgive yourself when you falter. Harness the power of positive habits to replace procrastination. Small, consistent actions can lead to significant changes over time. The journey to overcoming procrastination is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, persistence, and a gentle nudge to your mindset. So go ahead, apply these strategies, and take control of your time. Remember, understanding why we procrastinate is the first step towards overcoming it. Good luck on your journey to becoming a more productive version of yourself. Well, this concludes this episode of Human Nature Explained, your go-to channel for unraveling the complexities of human behavior. Like and subscribe to join us on a journey of discovery as we seek to understand the fundamental aspects of human behavior, emotions, cognition, and relationships. Self-improvement and mindfulness starts with an understanding of our behavior and those around us. Here at Human Nature Explained, we believe that by having this knowledge, we can gain valuable insights into ourselves and others, fostering empathy, compassion, and personal growth. Until next time.